This is not a test. This is your emergency broadcast system announcing the commencement of Phatts TV, sanctioned by PA Phatts and the non-genetically proven Sun. Any and all words have been authorized during the show. There is nothing off limits. Nobody is restricted from watching and participating in the show. It is a free-for-all. Commencing at the siren, any and all discussions will be legal for an extended period of time. Sports, politics, and any and all controversial topics will be talked about. You have been warned. May God be with us all.
And good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Phatts TV on this Thursday night. Are you going to stop talking now, non-genetically proven son?
I did not. You were started.
So welcome to Phatts TV. It's Thursday, the 12th of November. Sorry for the delay. Complicated business, as our favorite president would say.
It's complicated business.
Complicated business. So, it's going to be a rather quick show tonight. Apologies, didn't get a chance to get a lot of stuff ready. Been working kind of late the past couple nights to catch up from me being on vacation last week. So, joining me as always from his underground 6th floor bunker in liberal Bastion land in the heart of central Pennsylvania, the non-genetically proven son. How's it going?
It's going.
It's going?
It's going. Did a whole lot of nothing today, if I'm being honest.
Yeah. Well, that's good. Did you go to class at least?
It was a good class this morning.
That's good. That's good. So, we do have some breaking news on the election. But I just want to show you this. Excuse me for a second. Had a sneeze. COVID, you know. COVID. So, here's a map of the United States, as you know. And did you know we are really only 45,000 votes away from Donald Trump being reelected as president? So how do I get that? So he presently has 217 electoral votes. So let's say he flips the state of Arizona. He's only behind by less than 11,000 votes there right now. So if he manages to flip that, that gets him up to 228. If he flips Georgia, which he's only down by 14,000 votes, that gets him up to 244. He already is in the lead in North Carolina, so that gets him to 259. And then if we can find 20,000 votes to flip Wisconsin, we are at a 269 to 269 tie. So now, for those of you who are regular watchers of the show, which one of you could tell me what happens if we get a 269 to 269 electoral college tie? Anybody? Bueller? Waiting for my non-genetically proven son to raise his hand. Bueller?
You're supposed to raise my hand?
Yes, non-genetically proven son.
If I heard correctly, it goes to the House, and each state gets one vote.
Uh-huh.
All breaks loose.
Yes. It does go to the U.S. House of Representatives. They vote for the president. The Senate votes for the vice president. And yes, each state gets one vote. So now I had a chance a little bit earlier to look at what the makeup is going to be of the next Congress, because it's the next Congress that gets to vote. And if all the Republicans would vote for Donald Trump and all the Democrats would vote for Joe Biden, the Republicans presently have a 27 to 21 lead in the states, in the House of Representatives, with two states being tied, one of those states being Pennsylvania. But it won't matter. It won't come down to those states. Donald Trump would have 27, and ergo, he would be reelected as president of the United States of America. At which point,
Harris be vice president?
it's possible, absolutely. At which point, I, yours truly, can concede, because if he's not reelected, I am keeping with I have been named president-elect of the United States of America.
I love all the people that say he should concede.
Yeah, he should not concede. He should not.
That would be the dumbest thing he can do.
For those of you that haven't been reading the news today, a federal judge has ruled in Pennsylvania that the Secretary of State has overstepped her bounds, and she could not order a delay, a allowing counting of late votes that are coming in as per the legislature. So we'll see where that's going to go. I'm sure it's eventually going to get to the U.S. Supreme Court in rather short order. They're doing a hand count of every vote now in Georgia. The Michigan legislature, which is actually controlled by more Republicans, has basically said we're doing a hand count up in Michigan as well. So things are starting to get interesting. It's going to be a very interesting next 3 or 4 weeks or so. So all I'm going to say is stay tuned, hang on, enjoy the ride. Because either you're going to have Donald Trump as your president, or you're going to have PA Phatts as your president. Either way, you wind up ahead in the end.
She agrees.
Either way, you wind up ahead. And if...
Who's vice president?
What?
Who's vice president?
Don't know yet. It's a player to be named later.
She said me. I'm not old enough to.
You are not old enough. It's a player to be named later.
Donald Trump.
He could be my vice president, actually. But I don't think he will. Player to be named later. I have named one person for my cabinet so far, my Secretary of Defense. Which, if you're friends with me on Facebook, you would have seen my post. So, if you want to be part of my cabinet, it really depends on how much money you donate to me.
You don't have to be a specific age to be in cabinet?
No, you don't.
I'm sure I'll get the cabinet of I have to, clean your toilet or something.
That's not an official cabinet position.
You'll make it an official cabinet.
But I'm telling you right now, if I am the one that takes the oath of office, I will have a speech. So you definitely want to stay tuned for that. And it will be released at noon on January the 20th. Right after I take the oath of office. It's going to be a good speech. I've already started writing it, actually.
I have a feeling it's 2 words.
At least in my brain, I've started writing it. No, it's going to be a speech. It's going to be a speech. Definitely. So that's really all that's new with the election so far. Nothing really else has come out in the past couple days. So that's it. So like I said, we're going to do a quick show tonight. So let's go to, as soon as I find it, the Phatts Fantastic Five for the week.
Hey.
So looking at last week, the non-genetically proven son went 2-3. Oopsie. He had BYU -3, which was a win. He had the under in the Michigan State-Iowa game, which was a loss.
Iowa covered that by themselves because they decided to score more points than they did in the first 2 games combined.
He had Florida State -1.5, which was a
They
loss
lost by 30.
He had the under in the Baltimore-Indianapolis game, which was a win. And he had the Steelers giving 13.5.
Yeah, and you didn't like that pick either.
I did not.
They should have lost that game, actually.
Nah. That's the way the Steelers are. They always play down to their competition. But in the end, you usually find a way to win. Usually, not always. I went 3-2 on the week. I had the over in the BYU Boise State game of 61. I had Cincinnati in the college given 13.5. Both of those were winners. I had the over in the Raiders Chargers game at over 51. So I was sitting at 3-0 going into late Sunday. Then I lost with Arizona given 4 to Miami. And I lost with the over in the New Orleans Tampa game when Tom Brady played possibly the worst game of his life.
That he did.
So, without further ado, let's look at our picks for this week. So let's start with the non-genetically proven Sons picks like we always do. He's presently 26-19, so still sporting a really good record. He took the under in the Penn State-Nebraska game at 55.5. Possibly a very good pick. By the way, we want to wish the best for Journey Brown. For those of you that don't know, he is officially has to retire from the sport of football due to a heart condition that was found because of COVID testing, basically.
So without it, there's a very good chance he would have died on the field.
Potentially. So we wish him all the best.
Because
for those of you that don't know, the non-genetically proven son sat right next to him in a class last year and didn't even know it. Or earlier this year.
Until the teacher said something to him asked him about like football stuff.
Yes.
That's when I decided to look at who was in the class, and I was like, oh, Journey Brown's in the class.
What do you know? So he has the under in the Penn State-Nebraska game at 55.5. He has Boston College catching 13.5 against Notre Dame. That could actually be a very good pick. Notre Dame coming off of a big win over number 1 Clemson. So this could be a little bit of a letdown spot for them. I kind of like that pick. He's got Northwestern given 2.5 on the road at Purdue. He's got the Steelers given 7 at home against Cincinnati. Hopefully Big Ben plays for this pick. He's
projected to play.
He is. He's in COVID protocol right now because he was near somebody that was diagnosed with COVID. And here he's back on his Seattle Seahawks, getting 1.5 on the road at the LA Rams. Coming off their loss last week. So those are his picks for the week. My picks. I'm finally above 500 at 23-22. I only have one college game this week. I have Wisconsin given 4 at Michigan. Now, hopefully Wisconsin's starting quarterback plays.
Okay, I thought about taking Michigan in this because I don't know if Wisconsin's quarterback is playing, actually.
Yes.
I thought about going the other way on that one.
If their quarterback doesn't play, they may have to start their 4th-string quarterback.
Oh.
Because they have, there's 2 quarterbacks potentially out because of COVID issues for Wisconsin, and their other quarterback is injured for the season.
What's the 4th string? The linebacker?
I have no idea. But I'm counting on the fact that he plays, and if he plays, I can't see them winning by less than 4 against Michigan.
Yeah.
Michigan's bad. Michigan's very bad. I have the Cleveland Browns given 3.5 against Houston. And the next pick, I have Green Bay given 13 against Jacksonville. And I have these games for basically the same exact reason. The weather is predicted to not be the greatest at each site on Sunday. Now, not necessarily rain, although it might be raining, but it's supposed to be really windy at each place. So now, Cleveland plays Houston. What does Cleveland do very well? They run the ball. What does Houston do very well? Pass the ball. Hard to pass the ball when it's in windy conditions. Plus, Cleveland is coming off of a bye, so I like Cleveland. Green Bay, same thing. They're playing Jacksonville. Jacksonville is playing their backup quarterback, although their backup quarterback may end up being better than Gardner Minshew anyway. But I'm giving less than 2 touchdowns on a team where if Green Bay feels like playing, they'll beat them by 28. So then I took San Francisco getting 9.5 against New Orleans. Now, I like to play against teams that just got done playing excellent games. And I like to play on teams that just got done playing bad games. So I'm taking San Fran catching almost double digits against New Orleans. Face it, New Orleans played an excellent game against Tampa Bay last week. An excellent game. I don't think they're going to repeat that. San Francisco, I think they're going to go all out for this game because if they lose this game, it's not looking good for them to make the playoffs. Playoffs? So I think they're going to go all out. My final pick is Baltimore at home, giving a touchdown to New England. New England.
I thought about taking this game.
New England. New England's defense is slow. If you watch that game against the Jets, they are slower than freaking molasses on a windy day going against the wind.
Should have won that game, too.
Jets could have won that game.
No, they should have won that game.
Plus, how good is New England actually trying anymore? You know, are they kind of starting to tank the season to get a good draft pick? Is this Bill Belichick's last year in New England? Is the dynasty run finally over for them? I could see Baltimore winning this game by 24, actually.
And then I didn't like this game because I don't know. I don't know if Baltimore's going to cover that, to be honest. They don't really playing all that well.
When they play against good teams.
Well, New England's what? Third in that division?
Yeah, they're third in that division, yes. It's not like it's a division of 12, it's a division of 4. And the team that's behind them doesn't have a win.
Hey, they could win. They could win next week against San Diego or the Las Vegas Chargers or whatever.
I hope they don't.
You want them to go 0-16?
Well, sure. So if they want to pick Trevor Lawrence, they get Trevor Lawrence.
I think they already got Trevor Lawrence in the bag.
Why? Jacksonville only has one
win.
Jacksonville has one win.
Jacksonville only has one win?
Yes.
Oh.
So nothing's in the bag yet. Nothing.
So 0-16, come on, get it.
So those are our picks for the week. So to go over it again, the non-genetically proven son has the under in the Penn State-Nebraska game. Boston College getting 13.5. Northwestern given 2.5. Pittsburgh given 7. Seattle getting 1.5. And I have Wisconsin -4. Cleveland -3.5. Green Bay -13. San Francisco getting 9.5. And Baltimore -7. And those are the Phatts Fantastic 5 for the week. So that's really all that we got tonight. Do you have anything else that you want to say? Like I said, my apologies. This was going to be a very quick show tonight. I didn't have time to set up anything due to work.
I don't really have a whole lot.
Okay.
Call of Duty comes out tonight. Does that count?
What?
Call of Duty comes out tonight. Does that count?
Sure, why not? I am going to tell you this right now, ladies and gentlemen. Next Thursday show is going to be special. So be prepared. I'm not going to tell you why, but it's going to be a good show. So make sure you're here. Make sure you're here every show, Tuesday and Thursday. But you definitely want to be here next Thursday. All right, so for the non-genetically proven son and myself, that's going to do it for tonight. Once again, sorry for the quick show, but keep in touch with the news. You never know. And if something really major breaks, we'll be here to cover it. Don't worry. So, for all of us here at Phatts TV, where we go on.
We go on.
Yeah. Have a great weekend, everybody. See ya.